Okay, this is being recorded on Sunday, the 20th of November, 2016. This is the end of week 9, trimester 3, and I'm going to be doing a paint over of some of Michael Curtis's work from week 5's exercise um, that was recently submitted. So I'm going to just show you what's going on, what you did right, how you can improve. Yeah, so thank you, Michael, for submitting this stuff. So you've got your sketches. Week 5 was all about construction, how to construct the human body, all that kind of stuff. Simplifying the body to, by simplifying the body to cylinders and cubes and spheres, drawing things out and figuring out how the body actually works. So I'm going to start from the easiest, which that one, to that one, and to the hardest. There's a lot of stuff going on here. A big problem that I'm seeing throughout your drawing is tackling the concept of foreshortening. Foreshortening is this stuff, when things are coming out towards you, when things are getting smaller in the distance and larger as they approach your eye, just, trying to make things look three-dimensional. It seems to be a big issue in your drawing that I noticed. Over here, when you have the knee coming towards us, it all gets wonky. When you have this arm, this hand coming towards us, yeah, we've got some trouble. But yeah, no worries. That's why you're here. I'll teach you exactly what's going on and how to think about it. So first thing, I'll start off with the really simple one. So yeah, it's not so bad at all. The main things that I'm seeing problems in are definitely the knees, like this area right over here. There's sort of not really any sort of definition going on over there. Foot, definitely this hand area. A little bit of the chest. At least some more sort of definition going on over here. Over here, you can see the arm is sort of like swollen, It's like she's been bitten by bees or something. But I'll explain what's going on over here, how to fix it. And these are all really simple fixes. There's a misunderstanding of the anatomy of the chest, of how the rib cage is, how the breasts are sitting on the chest, all that kind of stuff. So I'll explain that. Again, with the foot, how this leg attaches to the knee, attaches to the bottom half of the leg. Over here, yeah, it's all this arm anatomy that's going awry. All that kind of stuff where the muscles are supposed to be connecting, and what else? Like I mentioned before, what's happening with the crotch. Yeah, so first things first, let's get on to it. So over here, I'm just gonna draw on top of her and just show you kind of what's going on with the structure, how I think about drawing, how I think about connecting shoulders to arms to elbows and hands and all this kind of stuff. So first thing I'll just address is, that swollen nature to your hands and arms, right? So like I said before, this area over here, it's very, very thick, right? But you'll notice that when you look at the arm, they start to taper, meaning they are going, like from this area here, they're going kind of inward, right? See how they get thin over there? Over here, they're going from here, going inward. And feet do that as well. You know, you've got this, and the feet will going inward, getting smaller over here, right? So, and that's how a lot of that's how both the arms and the legs are kind of shaped. They're not completely straight. They are going kind of inward to the knee, and then again, curvy, inward over here. So a really, really simple fix right off the bat is just we start to just thin this area out. Kind of thing. Just start to have this area be thinner. And so thinner there, but thicker on the top, or wider on the top. Same thing here. So the knee was somewhere around there. And you'd want to, again, have this coming out a bit. And then coming out. You can see how, let's see, like, it's got this bigger curve happening there. So, but there's a little bit of a bump here. How do I explain this? What's going on with the chest? Okay, I'll explain how I connect the arms and the shoulders. So over here, right, how I think about the arms is sort of like I imagine this shoulder as a ball, right? Ball. Maybe I should do this in red. Yep. Ball, and then I connect it to these cylinders. So here's one cylinder. Attached to a different color, just to show you another cylinder. And here's another cylinder. That's the underside of it. You see what I mean? It's by attaching, so ball plus cylinder plus another cylinder. Right? Oh, that's the hidden inside. And the thing is, so we've got our basic structure there, right? So let me just reduce the opacity, right? So we've got that basic structure, and then you can draw on top, which is that. Right? Draw the skin on top. The skin goes on top of that there. That's sort of like the simplest way to understand those arms, as well as the legs. So again, I will draw the sphere for the knees. Okay, I'll tackle the first one, the front one. So that's sphere, right? And then big cylinder. And again, it's not a perfect cylinder like this. It's again, it's getting thicker at the top and getting thinner at the base. So it's, you know, quote unquote a cylinder. Like it's in broad terms. Like it's kind of like that, you know what I mean? Getting bigger at the top. And then for the bottom leg, bottom part of the leg, another sort of cylinder. Again, so that plus that. Plus another cylinder. You know what I mean? There's issues going on with the chest. So how we can think about this is try to think of like, okay, this whole top half of the chest, of the torso, right? You can think of it in two bits. So we got this top part, and so that's the center of it. And there's a hole where the neck comes out. So I'm going to cut that. I'll draw it from side view as well. And then over here, there's a cut where the rib cage is going to be. Right. In side view, what that means is it's going to be much more apparent in side view. If I did it here, so over here, I had like that center line in the front. There's that center line here. Right. And then this area is gone. This is where the rib cage would be. And then the hole for where the neck goes. Essentially, it's like a vest. So like center line cut out. It's almost like a vest. Yeah, this is the rib cage sort of shape, and then where the head would go. Right, the head comes. Slots and then slots into here, and this is where the arms would be, right? over here where the arms fit in. So on this side, so the center line, cut out for where the ribs are, cut out for where the head is going to be placed in there, and then cut out from the side where the arms are going to go. And like we just established, the arms are like, there's a cylinder, sorry, a sphere, and then a cylinder, sphere, kind of thing. And again, the human body is not so robotic, it's more organic, but I'm just saying it's a simplified way of thinking about it, to kind of help us put all these things together. Hope that sort of makes sense, but I can describe it in another way. Another way is that's more of an organic shape. You can think of it as more of a blocky shape as well. Like if this is like a big cube kind of thing. Center line, right? Always pay attention to this center line, like the magical center line of everything. Right? It's cube, and then from the side view, it's this. So if this is all the front side, and that's all that front side again, right? Right? This area, that's the center line, and now we got this cube, right? Underside, you know, like in side view, you can't. That's just the whole front side. And then again, you can cut, make holes in that box for where you're gonna put your arms. That's just another way of thinking about it. So what we're saying over here is there, and then we gotta attach like the breasts over here. So where you kind of went wrong, I have these kind of side by side. Sort of just more that shape, like over here there's like this weird kind of skin thing that's going on, so you need to have it more like, as you can see, right, like, because that's where the rest are coming out from, right? Yeah, like you've drawn it as like the bra, the lingerie, the bikini is gonna just cut off. It's this is all part of it. Do you know what I mean? You see? It's all part. What else? Yes, and then yep. So, you know, center line. Over here, it's like drawing back into this with shapes. So in my preferred method, again, we had the right, like that shape, cut out for the head, like that vest shape. So arms, you attach breasts, and so on. Then the pelvis, you can sort of think of it as like like a pair of Speedo underwear, like that. Yeah. And again, you slot the legs in there. So over here, sort of like, yeah, there's, if you imagine the Speedo underwear, the wraps around. If you can sort of get used to drawing like this shape, so that's center line, and then you're attaching the legs in there, legs. You know what I mean? From the side view, it's kind of like, yeah. Again, like almost like a Barbie doll kind of thing, which you got to slot those legs into. Over here, I would just say, see, we're not getting, see, it's that the way the fabric wraps around and curves, we're not getting that over here, right? Yours looks like it's not following the flow of her body, so you need to have it more wrapping around like that. And with the fabric wrapping around as well. What else? Belly button, we got it. Been over the legs. Okay, I'll just talk about those little bumps that I talked about earlier. For ladies, it's more pronounced hip. Like you'll notice that the way the hips go, look like this, and then they sort of turn inward, and then come out again. Here, they go inward, right? You can see there's like this. There's some sort of like there's something here, right, which they're bumping around, right? And then coming out. So just pay attention to that when you're drawing kind of lady hips. I sort of think of sort of this is you gotta kind of wrap around and then come out. I guess it's easier in side view. Can we see it better in side view? There's a point there and there's a point there where this sort of wraps around, where you can see it protruding. Like it's much more obvious over here. So then you look at the hips. Sorry, I don't know. I didn't know whether I should pixelate it or not. I pixelated it like it's for YouTube. Anyways, but yeah, you can see very much like the bone there, bone there. You can see how there's that definite bend going on over here. So yeah, it's much, men and women have it, but it's much more pronounced on women. So you have bend around, resting on there. Even over here, this lady, you can see that pronounced there, and bump there, and how the skin goes around. Here, bump there, bump there. The skin goes around. And again, the curving nature. It's going there, getting smaller at the knees, you know, coming out, tapering off again, right? Cool, we got it. Alrighty. So for this one, just say, in fact, let me move your character closer. Okay, let's draw on top of that. So again, I've got to make these some smaller. Like it's too swollen. And again, the drawing is not that bad at all. It's just a few little slight modifications. Yeah, just a slight little modification, and it looks much better, right? You got to have that for that realistic kind of look. You got to have that sort of tapering effect going on. Let's see, for your chest, okay. And you gotta imagine, okay, so the breasts are like there, there, and you're drawing fabric that wraps on top of that's going on top of, right? So you gotta have like it's like a shape on top of a shape, right? So you've got your shadow here. So there's one breast there, and it's gonna get covered more by the bra. And another breast here. Yeah, it's getting covered. Here, just more definition for that leg. The knee. Okay, I'll just draw quickly on top of your drawing on what's going on with these knees. Because like how to think about these cylinders, right? So one cylinder is pretty much dead on. Cylinder, and then you know your the ball knee goes behind it, which is pretty much unseen in this drawing, but there's a that's where the ball of the knee is. Now your big problem is getting this back cylinder, right? So I'll just put that down. So what's going on here with this back leg is where the cylinder is here. It goes. That's the front of the cylinder. So I mean, like it's like that. That's the kind of thing. And then you put the sphere of the knee on top of it. Right? And then big cylinder from top goes down and kind of it's on top of that the ball of knee, so you don't even see that bit. You know, you see what I'm saying? That's the back of the knee. And then all together you have the whole thing going more or less like that. And you see that overlap here? That's where you have that. And so that should kind of explain how that goes, I think. What else with the foot? I think feet are a whole other issue, which I might try and do in a separate video. I'll just get the overall thing going on here. Side of the head, you're sort of getting it. You need to go back and look at the Proco head drawing video. I think that will help a lot. And sort of also like go practice the Proco head drawing video, right? Then start practicing it on real life reference, right? So then you can see you'll be able to figure out where you have that ball of the head, right? And how this all applies, how this all, we have this. All that kind of stuff, like where the cheekbones are, how the chin goes, and you can see, chin comes here, then the ear is going to come out of there. This is where the nose goes. So you got to practice the Proco head drawing video, and then compare it to real life reference. Then you can sort of see what's going on there. Because at present, like I'll just take that head. Bring it over here. You missed all that shading, going on over here. Which shows the definition. Even putting that shading in really helps. You can sort of see. That's her hair over there. The ear goes, the eyebrows are, the nose is going to be. Eyes are, all that kind of stuff, you know? So yeah, the Proko video would really be helpful to check out. What else? In the lastly is just, I don't want to make this video too crazy long, but I do want to make it informative. So I might as well just go over this whole image and do a construction form on it, because this is the one you struggle with the most. I can see, judging from the drawing. So I'll just go in and I'll start constructing on it. Cool. So first things first, ball, and it doesn't really matter what order you're going in. I'll just do different colors, just to keep it interesting. Right. Cylinder. Here, this is your issue, right? That's your issue. So you've got like that's one cylinder there, and now you've got to connect another cylinder. So let's different color again. Let's do purple. Okay, so a cylinder flat looks like from a complete side view looks like that, and as you start to turn it, you're gonna get it more like that. Keep turning, it's gonna be more and more like this, basically more and more circular, right? You're gonna get it like that. Until finally, if we went all the way, it would just be a circle, right? You wouldn't see any of the back bit, right? Like, do we agree? That's how you rotate a cylinder. So over here, what you've got is you've got a cylinder kind of doing that. It's rotated a lot that way, so you'd have, this is where you'd have the front bit, and it goes back. Barely seeing, like, you don't see any of that hidden bit there. It's just, see what I mean? So it's that plus that, which is kind of tripping you up. See what I mean? Now for hands, well, I'll get onto hands. Okay, I'll do the end. Over here, again, we've got center line. The rib cage there. That's where the head slots in. Pectorals. For the pelvis, again, that sort of underwear, that sort of Speedo kind of shape. Make sure it's wrapping around. All right. If we had no leg here, it would be, you know, that shape, that Speedo shape, right? With like a gap over here, right? Like it would be. Right? And which you slot the leg into, right? So center line. And again, over here for the knee, again, it's a cylinder coming pretty much right at us. So here's the ball of the knee. Cylinder behind it. And then another cylinder here. So this thing again, it's basically so like, okay, ball of the knee, right? No, I'll do it from the back. So it's the cylinder coming away to the front. Right, cylinder coming, towards us, right? Then I'm going to put in the ball of the knee. It's all about being able to draw 3D shapes on top of 3D shapes. So I did that cylinder, and then I'm putting in the sphere. Right. And then another cylinder going down. And of course, this cylinder is behind the ball of the knee, so you won't see the top bit of it, right? Behind, and yeah, just putting in that shadow. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So this is coming directly at us, this is going down, and this back leg is coming towards us in 3 dimensions. It's like over here, again, ball of the knee, cylinder, another cylinder. Yeah, let's see what else. What other problems you got? So that's for the construction. I can quickly get into hands. Maybe I'll do hands in a different video because we've already been going for 45 minutes. Yeah, that's basically how I would do it. And then again for the head construction. Just real quick. You can see, including that shading of the head will really help you show form. See, like shading the cheek. Already we've got some more definition. That nose. So including in that shading, right, can really help. right? Yeah. Anyways, I think that's all for now. I think I'll have to do a separate video on the hands and feet. That's a whole nother thing. And also just how this is all connecting up here, like where the neck connects into the, remember there's like this area of muscle, collarbone, the neck connects in there. Just pay a bit more attention to that. Pectorals. A lot to digest. Hope that's good. Okay, bye-bye.